As you're well aware of, a massive amount of information was revealed for Smash Ultimate in the final direct for the game, including new characters, all the incredible stuff in the Spirits mode such as World of Light, but with more information, as it seems with almost every Smash Bros. Reveal, there are more questions that arise. And one of the main questions that was brought up at the end of the Smash Bros. Direct was that there would be downloadable content in terms of fighters for Smash Bros. Ultimate. We are getting a free character in Piranha Plant, who I talked about last week, and we're also getting 5 paid characters for the game. You do have the option to purchase all 5 characters at once for a lower price if you buy the Fighters Pass for Ultimate. Now, they did say in the Direct that the fighters are going to be distributed throughout 2019, so you may be thinking, Siiroth, isn't it a little bit early to be talking about who could be DLC for Smash Ultimate? I would say that, but there is a specific reason for why I'm doing this video now. Do you guys remember when Ryu and Roy's data, some of it was left in Smash Bros. 4 before they were revealed to be DLC for the game? Yeah, I have a feeling that maybe that could be left in the base Super Smash Bros. Game, and not so long after it releases, it's going to be data mined, and we may even find out about who those 5 characters are before the DLC gets revealed. I'm not saying that's going to happen, it definitely may not happen, which I hope, but it might be the case. So what's the point of waiting to make a speculation video about these DLC fighters if they may already be leaked before I could post that type of video? The characters I'm talking about in this video are also going to be predictions. They're not necessarily a wish list, so you may not like some of the characters that I talk about in this video, because I'm going for more of a realistic approach as opposed to characters that I explicitly want. And with all that being said, without further ado, let's just jump right into the characters. The first character that I'm going to be talking about is Rex, possibly with Pyra. Now, you may be thinking, Rex is already a Mii costume in Smash Ultimate, so that automatically means he cannot be a fighter. Well, I would like to show you that Chrome's Mii costume is still in Smash Bros. Ultimate, despite the fact that Chrome is a playable character in the game. This proves without a shadow of a doubt that Mii costumes have no effect on whether or not a character can be made playable. Sakurai has explicitly stated that he really wants Rex to be in Smash Ultimate anyways, as he intended to include him in the game, but Xenoblade 2 released too late, so in the Smash Ultimate Direct, he explicitly said, hopefully this Mii costume makes you feel like you're playing as Rex in the game. There was massive consideration, clearly, for Rex to be included as a playable character. So if time was a factor for not including Rex in the base roster, he could definitely be added as DLC down the line. However, a key detail that has to be pointed out about these DLC fighters is that Nintendo is having a bigger role in choosing them, as opposed to Sakurai, who did most of the work for choosing these characters, I suppose. Obviously, every character choice that Sakurai would make would have to have Nintendo's approval, but now that Nintendo has almost full control, as it seems by Sakurai's tweets, around which characters are going to be included, that makes me feel like they really want to put some of their icons in the game, and Rex is definitely one of those. If they want to promote Xenoblade 2 even more, they had DLC come out this year. That definitely shows that they're still interested in supporting the Xenoblade series, and Rex being the main protagonist of the game, with Pyra as the Blade, would work great as a character idea in Super Smash Bros. And I think Nintendo knows that there's a massive desire for these guys to be playable, so I think without a shadow of a doubt, these guys are going to be included as DLC for the game. The next character for this video is Rayman. This is obviously not a Nintendo character, this is a Ubisoft character, and this is mainly because Nintendo and Ubisoft have been having a really good relationship as of late, with them collaborating on games such as Starlink, Battle for Atlas, as well as Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which did get DLC, which shows that there was a lot of people that were interested in that game that they went out explicitly developing more content for. Nintendo and Ubisoft are definitely showing that they're very close at the moment, and I would definitely think that Nintendo would like to put arguably Ubisoft's biggest icon into Super Smash Bros. I really don't think a Rabbid would work, but then again, we did get a Piranha Plant as a character in the game, so you can never rule out anybody, but Rayman has been on Nintendo consoles for a long time. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition is on the Nintendo Switch, and Rayman's inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Could obviously provide further promotion for that game, and future Rayman games that are going to be releasing. Again, I think that if Sakurai was making these choices, Rayman probably wouldn't be a character that he'd decide to put in the game. He probably would have some consideration, but I think Nintendo is much more likely to include a character like this. Rayman is also a fairly recognizable character to Nintendo fans, mostly because of his appearances on the Nintendo platform, so I think there would be no issue marketing him as a single character. That's something that you have to remember about all these characters that are being sold here. Nintendo wants you to go out and explicitly pay for this character, and if it's not an important character, then they're not going to be put as DLC unless they're really hoping everybody buys the Fighter Pass, which I'm sure is a goal, but you really have to be a gaming icon to be put in as this DLC for people to go out and explicitly spend money to get that character into the game. Look at all the Smash 4 DLC. They're all recognizable characters that a lot of people want in the game, and that's why Piranha Plant could not be this explicit DLC, because while he's a recognizable character, how many people do you know that would want to go out and explicitly pay for Piranha Plant? Moving on, let's go for a Fire Emblem Three Houses representative. This is the only character that I'm going to include in this video that's not very specific, because I think that this game, which is slated for release in springtime of next year, around that point, Nintendo would definitely love to promote it. They love putting their Fire Emblem characters in Super Smash Bros. This is why I said that trigger warning at the beginning of the video, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are upset about the idea of another Fire Emblem character being put in Smash Bros. But, I mean, if you take a look at it, okay, on the roster, there's only 5 unique forms of Fire Emblem characters, and the others are simply echoes of existing characters. So if we get a character from Three Houses, let's just say the girl, for example, and she has a unique moveset compared to the Fire Emblem characters that are in Smash Bros., I think it would be a very interesting character to be included. The success of Fire Emblem is largely attributed to the character's appearances in Super Smash Bros. If it weren't for Marth and Roy being included in Melee, who knows if Fire Emblem would have gotten to the level that it's at today. Same goes for the sales of Fire Emblem Awakening, with Robin and Lucina being included in Smash Bros. And I think Nintendo still believes, despite the fact that the series has grown immensely, that a Fire Emblem rep in Smash Bros. From the newest game will help sales. Moving on to another Nintendo collaboration with a company. This is going to be the last non-Nintendo character of this video. Let's go with a Microsoft rep, and I am going to give 2 choices for this spot. Either Steve from Minecraft, and I'm only really including this one because it's been heavily rumored and it's a very recognizable character, or Banjo and Kazooie. Now, this one is obviously the one that I would want, probably you would want more as well, considering that he's an icon for more of the hardcore gaming fans. He is a rare character, which is why it would be difficult for Nintendo to get the rights to put him in Smash Bros. But as we've seen with many other companies, Nintendo is just able to collaborate with them and they'll get a deal sorted out to put characters such as Cloud in Smash Bros. With a deal with Square Enix. It's not impossible for Nintendo to get Microsoft to lend them a character to be put in Smash. After all, Nintendo and Microsoft have been getting closer together recently with this whole Better Together initiative that they've been putting their games on the same servers online with each other so that people could play from the Switch to the Xbox One. Steve from Minecraft is very recognizable for casual audiences, so I think that maybe out of the 2 of them, he's more likely to be as a character. I think that if Sakurai was explicitly picking these characters, then Banjo and Kazooie would be more likely, but because he's not, and Nintendo has the bigger role in this, Steve from Minecraft may be a character that we get as DLC. I could definitely see people paying to have this character in Smash Bros., especially people of younger ages. Many of you will see the final character that I'm talking about in this video coming. And this character is Geno. But wait, Geno is already a spirit in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Haha. Got you. I saw him in the Smash Bros. Direct, therefore he cannot be a playable fighter. Guys, didn't we just go over this with Rex earlier on in the video? Spirits can also be characters. Just look at Wii Fit Trainer. The character is a spirit and also a playable character at the same time. This does not rule out the possibility of Geno becoming playable in the future. This is a character that hardcore Nintendo fans have been lobbying for a long time, more specifically fans of Mario RPGs. Geno is definitely a cult gaming icon, only appearing in one game. Obviously has a major role in that game. He's a unique character, ton of moveset possibilities. I think that's why he has a lot of requests to be included in the game. I myself really want Geno to be in, it'd be an amazing character inclusion, but I think he's likely because Nintendo would want to get as many sales for this DLC as possible, and he's not an obscure character from another company, he's an obscure character from Nintendo themselves. It's a little bit different. Banjo and Kazooie, they're a retro character, but they're from Microsoft, so that reduces their chances, but Geno is a retro character from Nintendo, and that would make it a little bit more likely. It doesn't really seem that there's issues with Square Enix to get Geno in anyway. I mean, Cloud's already in. If there are any legal issues with Geno being included, I think they would be able to be resolved. The relationship that Nintendo has with Square, that's also been improving. Man, Nintendo is really improving with these third-party devs, just because in the latest actual Nintendo Direct that we got, we just saw a ton of Final Fantasy games coming to the Switch. Nintendo is really collaborating with them a lot with games, and I think that Geno, if there is any attachment left to Square Enix, that would be a non-issue. It's only really the issue if Nintendo wants to put him in, and I think this will be the time. Geno will definitely garner some sales, and they have to know that fans want him in. If they didn't know that, they wouldn't have put him as Mii-Gear in Smash Bros. 4. I think that all 5 of these characters could be very realistic for DLC, and I would like to see how they would work in terms of their movesets in Smash Ultimate. But let me know what 5 characters you think will be DLC in the comments down below, and any other Smash Ultimate coverage that you would like to see from me. There's going to be more videos about Smash Ultimate and other things Nintendo coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.